Hello and welcome to Let's Play the Dagger of Amon, also known as Laura Mode 2. Yes, Laura is back for another adventure, with a new mystery to solve. I guess being involved in one murder mystery just wasn't exciting enough for people back in the 1920s. Unlike the first game, which was written by Roberta Williams, this game was directed by Bruce Belfour and written by Josh Mandel. This gives the game a different feel than the first one, also because this one is in 256 color VGA and was given a talkie CD-ROM release, meaning it has spoken dialogue. That's the version I'm playing here, though I'm using ScumVM, which gives me the ability to have speech and text at the same time, something which the original game, like unfortunately many of Sierra's voice-enabled game, didn't allow. I'm also once again using my Roland MT32 for the music. While this game actually supported general MIDI out of the box, it's still optimized for the MT32, something which is particularly noticeable in the background sounds, if not the music itself. Okay, I think it is time for us to finally get started. It's been a while, let's see if I remember how to do this. Let's do the introduction first.
There is still time to correct this most grievous misunderstanding, Mr. Carter. The Dagger of Amon-Ra must be returned to Egypt.
Stay out of my way, or I'll thrash you within an inch of your life.
Surely you can find a way to accommodate everybody's wishes.
Who are you to tell me what I can do with my own property?
Your property? What authority did you have?
The authority of the Egyptian Antiquities Service. So if you don't like it, I suggest you waddle on back to Egypt and complain to your own government.
Would it not be better to work this out diplomatically?
This isn't a case for diplomacy. It's a case for your acceptance of the situation.
It is not just my acceptance at issue, Mr. Carter. Frankly, some of our people are quite upset, moved to take drastic measures if need be.
Are you threatening me, you malodorous little man?
Mr. Carter, there are some who would rather fight back than allow their country to be stripped of its national treasures.
Any fat savage who lays a finger on my exhibit, or threatens me, will find himself in deep trouble. Do I make myself clear?
As clear as the water of the oasis, Mr. Carter.
Be careful with that steamer trunk, young man. It's exceedingly valuable. It sure is heavy, Mr. Carrington. You got gold bars in here or something?
The contents of my trunk are not your concern. Now be a good lad and take it to my taxi. The Countess is waiting.
New Orleans, 1 week later.
Are you sure you've got everything?
Yes, Daddy.
You've got Sam's address at the paper?
Yes, Daddy.
You've got the money I gave you?
Yes, Daddy. Don't worry.
Put some money in your shoe. New York's a big city, and there's a lot of crime there.
Look, I'm going straight to the paper. What could possibly go wrong?
Let me give you a little more money, just in case.
Dad, I've got to go.
Godspeed, Laura. Call me as soon as you get there.
I'll be fine, Dad. I'm going to make you proud of me.
I already am, honey.
Excuse me, dear, are you a secretary?
Actually, I'm starting a new job as a reporter for the New York Daily Register News Tribune. My name's Laura Bow.
How nice. I'm Irmgard. Is this your first trip to the big city?
Am I that obvious? How could you tell?
By the way you keep glancing out the window, dear. I did the same thing the first time I came to New York. The tall buildings, the people rushing around, it was all so exciting. Then I stepped off the train and got mugged.
How awful!
It's the New York experience. Thank you, dear. You're very kind. I've enjoyed traveling with you.
Do you need any help getting home?
No, dear. I'll be fine. Thank you.
You're sure you'll be okay?
Yes, thank you. Goodbye.
Goodness gracious! My suitcase!
Can you spare a dime, miss?
Certainly, sir. I'm always ready to help those who are less fortunate.
Well, that's just peachy. Give me all your money then.
Excuse me?
Hand it over.
This seems very unfair.
Welcome to New York, kid.
I'm not gonna let a little bad luck ruin my day. Hello, New York. Laura Bow has arrived. My destiny awaits. Nothing can stop me now. I really want to thank you for hiring me, Mr. Augustini.
For hiring you? I don't even know who you are.
I'm Laura Bow. I believe you know my father, John Bow.
Ah, John Bow's daughter. Now I remember. How is he?
He's fine, and he says hello. He wanted to know if you still had that newspaper clipping on your wall about the explosion of the Hindenburg building in New Orleans.
Yes, your father was the first cop on the scene of the explosion, and he let me into the wreckage so I could cover it for the paper. I rescued Rupert Hindenburg from his burning office, wrote about it, and made a name for myself as a reporter. I owe John a lot for that. Think you could handle being a reporter for a big city paper?
I'll do my best, sir.
We usually just hire men for this job. It's rough out there, and you're kinda small.
I can do it, Mr. Augustini. Just give me a chance.
All right, as a favor to my old pal John, but I'll be keeping a close eye on you.
Thank you, sir.
For your first assignment, I want you to write about a burglary. Some kind of fancy knife was stolen from the Louisiana Museum. I'll arrange for you to attend the fundraiser at 7 o'clock tonight for their new Egyptian exhibit. Everyone will be there. Tell them you're covering the society news so they won't clam up on you.
You won't regret it, sir. I have a nose for news.
Just keep your nose out of trouble. Here's your official notebook and your pencil. It already has Crodfaller's notes in it. Have the story ready by 3 tomorrow, or you're out of a job.
Act 1. Laura Bow, a nose for news.
Laura Baines, right?
Laura Bow, sir. And I believe you have the advantage.
Crodfaller rhubarb, ma'am, though you can call me Rube. So I suppose you've already met Sam.
Yes, he's very colorful.
Don't let him shake you. He's tough on the outside, but inside he's got a heart of stone.
I'm sure he... Pardon me? What did you say?
Never mind, just pulling your leg. Why don't you take this desk right here and we'll get you settled in?
That's very kind of you. Mr. Augustini sort of left me on my own. I have to start on this story about a burglary at the Louisiana Museum.
All right. Our first day as a reporter. That introduction was kind of lengthy, and it did teach us one very important thing. Don't visit New York in the 1920s. Not that I was planning to, but still good to know. As a result, our inventory is empty. We don't have any money. All we have is...
It's your official New York Daily Register News Tribune reporter's notebook with index tabs for people, places, and things.
It's our notebook. Now, we carried around a notebook in the first game as well, but we couldn't really do anything with it. We just got to see its contents at the end as a way of letting us know whether or not we discovered everything. Here, the notebook serves an entirely different purpose, and we can indeed look at it. And we see there's already a number of things written in it, some of which are presumably Crodfaller's notes, as Sam told us. Some names here, some of which we've actually seen in the introduction, like Dr. Pippin Carter, who was arguing with that Egyptian fellow when coming off the ship, and Dr. Archibald Carrington had that very heavy trunk. Oh, and somebody got murdered on that ship, so I'm sure that's not important. A few other things in here, some of which don't really mean much to us right now, except, of course, our dad. Yes, we can ask people about our dad in this game, and very few people actually have anything useful to say about him. There's also some places and some things. Right now, just our notebook. I think this actually just shows the contents of your inventory. And some miscellaneous stuff. Can't seem to do anything with these. You can click on them, but it doesn't accomplish anything, and that's because we are not talking to anyone right now. Because this is actually our conversation interface. As you can see, much like Gabriel Knight, we have two different talk icons. We have the exclamation point talk and the question mark talk. This just means talk to people, just random things, and this means interrogate people, much like it did in Gabriel Knight. And then you can use the notebook to ask them about people. Before we start talking to people, though, let's first of all make sure that the detail's all the way up. I never really figured out how much of a difference that makes, but let's do it anyway. Turn the speed up a little bit. That should be okay. And then we can look around. Let's look at us first.
It's you, Laura Bow, fresh out of college and already working for a great metropolitan newspaper.
Sounds like that was our dad calling in a favor with Sam Augustini. Must be nice to get a job that way. Let's hope she lives up to it. Is that what she was studying at university? I don't actually know if that was mentioned in the previous game. Well, in any case, with her experience in solving murders, I'm sure she'll be a great reporter.
This is the city newsroom of the New York Daily Register News Tribune, New York City's second most popular newspaper. It's a beehive of activity. But as you look around the room, you notice with some dismay that all of the employees are male.
That's not that unexpected in 1926, I would think. Also, what's the first most popular newspaper then? The New York Times? Did it exist back then? I don't actually know. Maybe it was more popular because it had a shorter name.
The gents' sign leaves little doubt as to what lies behind the door. You shudder to think of it.
Is that the bathroom? I guess so. Can we go in there?
You can't go in there. That's the men's lounge.
You glance around curiously, but there's no sign of a ladies' lounge. This is patently unfair.
Wait, if this is the bathroom, does that mean there's no women's bathroom at all in this building? I mean, I get that there are no women working here, but yeah, that would be very annoying. And there's a notice board here.
One notice reads, "When covering formal events such as embassy parties, please dress appropriately. We've had complaints about reporters who refuse to dress properly at social events."
That's actually kind of important to know, because we need to attend a fundraiser tonight at the museum, and they probably don't want us going in this outfit. We need some evening wear for that. And since our luggage was stolen, I don't think we have any, and since our money was stolen, I don't think we can buy any. So, let's hope the newspaper can provide it? Probably not. Maybe we can ask for an advance on our salary or something.
One of the notices reads, "Some of our employees have been asking for a 40-hour work week, as has been proposed by Mr. Henry Ford. This is not an automobile factory, this is a newspaper. News happens 24 hours a day, and we need to report it."
God forbid you'd want to have a work-life balance.
One of the notices reads, "Stolen, 1 Victrola, reward offered. No retribution will be exacted."
I don't think that's important to us.
One of the notices reads, "Dr. Darwin DeLoring will be hosting a symposium, Jazz, the Charleston, and Other Sins of Our Times, to be held in the cafeteria next Tuesday. All repentant souls are invited to attend.
Thanks for the warning. I'll be sure to stay away from that.
One notice reads...
That's the first one again.
This is the science editor for the Trib. His latest report critiqued Goddard's demonstration of the first liquid fuel rocket, which traveled 184 feet in 2.5 seconds. At the moment, he's checking to see who signed up for the three-legged race at the annual picnic.
That seems very important. Amazing to think that within 20 years from this, we would land on the moon. Let's try and talk to him.
I'm so excited to be a member of the Trib staff. After all, I studied journalism in college. I went to Tulane and never thought that my first job out of school would be at a paper as prestigious as this one. I mean, that is unusual, isn't it?
I'm sorry, were you talking to me?
Never mind.
Okay. He seems friendly.
I'm
Yeah.
so...
I guess there's only one thing he has to say. Can we interrogate him?
I'm busy right now, girlie. Love to help you out sometime, though. Maybe buy you dinner or something.
Smooth. Real smooth. What's over here?
The window overlooks the street, but it's so filthy that it's impossible to see anything clearly. That is, the window is filthy, not the street. Well, the street is filthy too, but it's the filth on the window that makes the filthy street difficult to see.
Okay. You can tell this game was written by Josh Mandel because he has the tendency to write those kinds of detailed descriptions for everything with a lot of humor in them. He wrote much of Space Quest 6 too, for example. Oh, and by the way, you might have noticed that he is voicing Crowdfaller over here. It's not the only voice role he has in this game. He was, of course, also the voice of King Graham. That's why we can recognize him.
The man poring over a layout is Eddie Bedletter, creator of the syndicated advice column Dear Eddie. Unfortunately, Eddie has been divorced twice and is estranged from his rival columnist brother, so where he gets off giving other people advice on how to live their lives is an unanswerable question.
Well, if you've been through a lot of crap in your life, then maybe you can tell people on how to avoid making the same mistakes as you. Or something like that, I'm not sure.
Aren't you Eddie Bedletter, the syndicated columnist? I'm a great fan of yours, and I've read...
Yeah, I'm busy right now.
Everybody's busy. I bet we can't question him either.
I'm busy right now, girlie.
He has both the same voice and the same response as the other guy.
This is the city. It's a... The window overlooks the street.
I guess all the windows have the same response. What's back here?
People are filtering in and out of the room constantly. They're apparently hard at work, and not one of them stops to give you a second glance. This is the... It's a...
Alright, let's take a look at our desk.
This is now your desk. It's very old and looks like it hasn't been cleaned thoroughly in years, but it's sturdy and serviceable.
Alright, this is our center of operations, our desk. Probably only one person in my audience will get that reference, and it's my wife. I had to make this reference because basically Laura Bow is sort of a discount Nancy Drew anyway, isn't she? Let's take a look. It's our desk. It's kind of empty. Has some pencils on it, I guess.
It's the first pencil holder you've ever had as an official member of the Fourth Estate.
I guess that makes it significant. Kind of like the Egyptian style of these icons. Matches the theme of the game.
You already have plenty of pencils.
Oh, we do? I don't seem to have any, actually. Well, if you say so.
It looks like an old desk blotter.
That it does.
This is the top drawer of your desk.
Can we open it?
The desk drawer is locked.
Of course not. Be too easy.
This is the
There's
top
a keyhole there, but I guess I can't look at it separately. We don't have a key. Does Crotfaller know where it is? Or could it be around here somewhere? Well, if there's one thing I know about desk plotters and adventure games, it's that they always put stuff underneath them.
You only find some lint under the desk blotter.
No, I guess not on this side.
You only find some lint under the desk blotter. Don't touch it. You only find some
More lint. How about here?
You peel up a corner of the blotter to reveal a small key.
Got it. Always the last place you look, right? Wait, of course it's the last place you look, because once you found it, you stop looking.
You pick it up and place it in your purse.
Literally, because our inventory is actually a purse icon on the bar here. And now we have a key.
A common, everyday, ordinary key. Quite dull and boring, actually.
She sounds like she resents having to read a description of it. Let's try and see if this key actually unlocks our desk.
You unlock the drawer. Unfortunately, the key permanently jams itself in the lock. Let's hope you never want to lock this drawer again.
Fortunately, I don't. There is something in it.
A press pass. It reads, Press. Your pants while you wait. Low-Fats Chinese Laundry, 5858 Broadway Avenue, New York.
Okay, so it's kind of a press pass, except it's actually just an ad for a laundry service.
You pick it up and place it in your purse.
We'll never know when we need some clothes washed. Or, just a pass that says press on it. Wait a second, didn't we already have the name Low Fat in our notebook? Is he connected to this burglary? That's all for our desk, except, of course, there's trash next to our desk. And if there's anything I know about adventure games that's even more common than stuff being hidden under ink blotters, it's that there's going to be stuff in the trash.
It's a waste paper basket conveniently situated next to the desk.
Convenient if you need to throw away things while sitting at your desk, I guess.
You find a curiously heavy object in the trash.
It's a baseball.
This baseball has been autographed by Bob Ruth, Babe's unknown younger brother. Bob never made it out of the minor leagues because he was incapable of violence and therefore would not harm a baseball by hitting it with a bat. Bob eventually quit baseball and became a successful psychiatrist.
True fact, that. Probably not. How did he even get into the minor leagues if he was unwilling to ever hit a baseball?
You pick it up and place it in your purse.
Anyway, we have a baseball. For what reason, we don't know, but we have it.
This baseball,
I guess
Bob...
that gives us the same description. The only thing left here is this man, Crodfaller T. Rhubarb. Terrible name, but that's not his fault, I guess.
Crodfaller T. Rhubarb is one of the Trib's top writers. Among other things, he's in charge of writing obituaries, yet he's also extremely cheerful.
Is that like, coroners being cheerful? I don't know. Anyway, I guess we should talk to him, and we can actually also interrogate him, but we'll do that in the next video.